Hello student of class 12th. Once again we are here with a new video, and the chapter we are covering in this video is nuclei, and the topic is nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Before starting this topic, I want one suggestion to give you all. You open your NCERT page number 444 and see the figure number 13.1. In the figure 13.1, if you see, it has a long flat middle region between atomic mass number 30 and 170. So in this region the binding energy per nucleon is nearly constant, and it is about 8 million electron volt. And all of you know what is the binding energy per nucleon. It is a more useful measure of the binding between the constituent of the nucleus is binding energy per nucleon, denoted by EBN, which is the ratio of binding energy of a nucleus to the number of nucleons A. And you can see this on the equation number 13.9 on page number 444, where EBN means binding energy per nucleon is equal to EB upon A. B is a symbol for binding energy. So binding energy per nucleon as the average energy per nucleon needed to separate a nucleus into individual nucleon. This is the meaning of binding energy per nucleon. Now what is binding energy? This also we had discussed earlier. Binding energy of the nucleus is to separate the nucleus into its nucleon. We have to supply a total energy equal to binding energy to those particles. So energy required to separate the nucleons of the nucleus, what the amount of energy is required, that is called binding energy. And if you divide that binding energy by total number of nucleon, then you will get binding energy per nucleon. So the graph is between the binding energy per nucleon and mass number A. If you see that graph, then you will find that there is a flat region between A30 to A70, and in this region the binding energy per nucleon is nearly constant, and it is about 8 million electron volt. So for the lighter nuclear region, that is A is less than 30, and for the heavy nuclear region, that is A is more than 170, the binding energy per nucleon is less than 8 million electron volt. Now, greater the binding energy, less is the total mass of bounded system. What is bounded system? The bounded system is nucleus. So, if nuclei with less total binding energy transform to nuclei with greater binding energy, there will be a net energy release. Means, if a nuclei with less total binding energy changes into nuclei with greater binding energy, there will be a net energy release. And this is what happens when a heavy nucleus decay into two or more intermediate mass fragments. This is called fission. Or when light nuclei fuse into a heavier nucleus, this is called fusion. So what is nuclear fission and what is nuclear fusion? Now everyone knows that when a heavy nucleus decay into two or more mass fragment, it is called fission reaction, and when light nuclei fuse to form a heavy nucleus, it is called fusion. Fission means टूटना and fusion means इकट्ठा होना, मिलना. So we are going to discuss this in this video, nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So let us start the video. In 1919, Rutherford thought that it ought to be possible to penetrate a nucleus with a massive high-speed particle such as alpha particle, and thereby either produce a nucleus with greater mass number or induce an artificial disintegration. So Rutherford was successful in bombarding nitrogen with alpha particle and obtaining as a result an oxygen nucleus and a proton. And the equation is If you see this equation, there is a nitrogen with the mass number 14, and it is bombarded with a helium, and we are getting as a product oxygen, isotope of oxygen 17 and 8, and one proton. So this is the reaction, this is the equation which Rutherford had experimented. Now such a process was termed as a nuclear reaction. In a nuclear reaction, the sum of initial atomic number is equal to sum of final atomic number, a condition imposed by conservation of charge. And the second is sum of initial mass number is also equal to sum of final mass number, but the initial rest mass is not equal to sum of the final rest mass. So there is a difference. There is a difference in mass number, rest mass before and after, means initial and final. So the difference between the rest masses is equal to the nuclear reaction energy, and the nuclear reaction at low energy are mostly of two type. If you see this equation, A capital plus small a, and it gives product B capital B plus P and plus Q. So what does this means? We can see here, A is the target nucleus, means where the particle will attack. Capital A is the target nucleus, small a is the impinging particle, capital B and P are the products, and capital B is usually a light nucleus or a gamma ray. If the reaction Q is positive, if the reaction energy Q is positive, the reaction is known as exothermic reaction. On the other hand, if it is negative, the reaction is termed as endothermic reaction. So now everyone is familiar with the exothermic and endothermic reaction. So when the energy is released, it is exothermic, and when the energy is absorbed, it is endothermic. In the term positive, if the energy is positive, it is exothermic, and the energy is negative, it is endothermic. Now what is fission? If you see, this is a structure of an atom. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus in certain fixed orbit, and they are negatively charged. Nucleus is positively charged, and it contains neutral neutrons and proton positive. So nuclear fission, a reaction in which an atomic nucleus of radioactive element splits by bombardment from an external source with simultaneous release of large amount of energy used for electric power generation. So if you see in this figure, there is a particle which is approaching towards the nucleus, and it will give some energy to bombard it. So this is a chain reaction. A chain reaction occurs when a critical mass of the uranium undergoes fission. If you see this figure, there is a neutron which starts the chain reaction. It attack on the uranium 235. It convert into barium and krypton, releasing 3 neutron. If you see the number is written over there, 1, 2 and 3, there are 3 neutron, and they 3 neutron again attack on the uranium nucleus, and they again release barium krypton and releasing 3 neutron. If you see, now in the second step we are getting 9 neutrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9. We are getting 9 neutrons, and then this 9 neutron again attack on the uranium. So like this the reaction will continue, and this is called chain reaction. So releasing a large amount of heat and energy that produces an atomic explosion. So this is a chain reaction. When it is start, it is difficult, it is very much difficult to control it. So if you see, this is a nuclear fission diagram also. There is a 1 neutron attacking on the uranium, and it is unstable, it is breaking into 2 parts, krypton and barium, releasing 3 neutron. So energy from fission, each uranium 235 atom has a mass of 3.9014 into 10 to the power minus 25 kilogram. The total number of atom in 1 kilogram of uranium 235 can be found as follows. Number of atom in 1 kilogram uranium is 1 upon 3.9014 into 10 power minus 25. So we can find the number of atom in 1 kilogram. It is equal to 2.56 into 10 to the power 24 atom. So these are the number of atom in 1 kilogram. If you see, the number is very large. So if one uranium atom undergoes a fission reaction and releases 2.385 into 10 to the power 11 minus joule of energy, then the amount of energy released by 1 kilogram of uranium can be calculated as follows. So total energy atom is equal to energy per fission into number of atom. The total energy 2.35 into 10 power minus 11 into 2.56 into 10 power 24. You will get the total energy 6.1056 into 10 power 13 joule. So to control this chain reaction, there is a nuclear reactor. It is a device which to control the chain reaction, and we know that it is a nuclear power plant. So in nuclear power plant, the fission is used to produce energy. There are control rods in the reactor which absorbs neutron to slow and control the chain reaction of fission. So by controlling the speed of neutron, we can slow down the neutron and the reaction can be controlled. Fission can be used in two ways. It is also for betterment and also for as an evil. So in the case of good, a controlled chain reaction in a reactor used in nuclear power to produce electricity means whatever the energy it is releasing, that can be if it is in a controlled form, it can be used for a useful work. We can make electricity with that energy. But on the other hand, an uncontrolled chain reaction is used to create incredibly powerful weapons, and the atomic bomb which is dropped on Japan, it is one of the example of that. Now nuclear fusion. Fusion means to fuse. Nuclear fusion is the process by which multiple nuclei join together to form a heavier nucleus. It is accompanied by release or absorption of energy depending on the masses of the nuclei involved. If you see this reaction, there are two hydrogen isotope, deuterium and tritium. They are forming helium, releasing one neutron and energy. Fusion is a small nuclei from larger nuclei release energy. If you see here, again the same thing we are discussing but in the picture form. This type of fusion is being examined as an alternative source of energy on the earth, and this is the example how we are getting the energy from sun on the earth. Energy from fusion, again here the energy total we are getting E is equal to mc square. If you use the given values, so you can find that 2.79 into 10 to the power minus 12 joule, this energy release per fusion. Atom bomb versus hydrogen bomb. Atomic bomb, which is fallen on Hiroshima, killed over 66,000 people instantly. 13 kiloton of TNT equivalent energy is released, and 2 explodes in warfare. When if you compare with the hydrogen bomb, 10 megaton of TNT is equivalent to that. Never exploded in warfare. Is it the bomb too big to be ever used? Fusion can be used in a good way also. A controlled reaction in a reactor used to produce cleaner, inexpensive electricity, and a fission bomb starts a fusion chain reaction to create an incredible power weapon, thermonuclear weapon, hydrogen bomb, much more destructive than atomic bomb. Now we can review the nuclear fission and nuclear fusion reaction again. Nuclear fission is a large nucleus splits into several small nuclei when impacted by a neutron, and energy is released in this process. And the next is nuclear fusion. Several small nuclei fuse together and release energy. So in this video we are discussing only these two topics, nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, from your NCERT page number 451 and 444. If you read that, topic from your NCERT, understand the topic what we had discussed, fission and fusion. In the next video we are going to learn about nuclear reactor, how it works and what are the uses. So before that you have to revise the thing what we had discussed in this video. Read from your NCERT, make your notes, go to the reference, and if you have any problem call on my number.